Good morning, guys. I know I look a mess, but anyway, I've been up all night, sometimes with my healing work, and then 5 in the morning, take Bruno to the dog park. But there's a reason behind this. For years, I have had zero, minus zero tolerance for child molesters. And I came across this video, which if you care to watch it, I'd like you to watch it, and then I'll come back.
I accidentally found a child corn ring and have not been okay since. I've not wanted to make this post, but I need to make this post to let you all know what's going on. Recently, I started doing a series where I show the faces and names and what grown men are saying on children's posts across the internet. And I was tagged on a little girl's post who was 9 years old and lives in Ukraine. I went into the comment section to see what I knew I would unfortunately find, and it led me to a link, and that link led me to a site that specifically stated 5 to 17-year-olds. I was not prepared for what I found, and it was heartbreaking, and it messed me up pretty badly. I was able to do what I needed to be baseline okay the night I found this, and then the next morning had a complete breakdown. I spoke to the proper authorities and reported all the names and usernames and comments that I had found, along with the different links, because it was more than one. Since I started doing this series last year, I have been inundated with thousands of people sharing their traumatic stories with me. While I am incredibly grateful for the trust that many of you feel with me, this has been incredibly hard to sit and look at and process, and my sunshine has not been as bright recently. I feel an incredible amount of pressure to keep going and keep doing this, and I want to, and I will, but I need a break. I need a break from all of the trauma, especially as I sit in my own, as the ASA has come out. There are many things behind the scenes, offline, that I don't share with all of you for my own protection and for many of yours.
So this is another passion I have, just as much as it's at the same level as people who say they love the earth and they fuck it up all the time, right? And this is big corporations down to what happened in Ohio. It's constant drama with humans that are fucking up the planet. Now let's move on to this. Beautiful little children. Their spirits are so innocent and pure, just like an animal. Very, very pure, very beautiful. And you find this creature who has to get his jocks off. And he has to molest and sometimes even kill a child to get his little gratification. And for some reason, humans, for years, centuries, have been allowing this to take place and thinking it's normal. Like, oh, well, we're wired. Men are wired, and all this other fucking line of bullshit. Now, you might want to scroll and say, I don't want to watch this, because you don't want to watch it because you want to live in a fantasy of, oh, it doesn't take place. Well, you know what? I live in a very happy life, but when I see shit like this that goes down, it hits me. It makes me angry. It makes me disgusted. There's plenty of grown-ass women out there if men want to get their jocks off or do whatever they're doing. But to take these young little kids and molest them, and for websites to allow this shit to go on in the dark web, and allow these comments to be made, and everyone's turning a blind eye like it's no big deal. Why isn't it a big deal? Would it be a big deal if it was your own kid? To me, I am so angry over this fucking bullshit. And I don't understand why human beings do not stand up and say, Enough is enough. Capital fucking punishment for these nasty, disgusting, loathing creatures. They're pigs. And actually calling them a pig is insulting a pig. And you know who you are in case you're watching this and you're like, oh, that's not me. If you're looking at a woman and a girl and she's 12 years old, she's 15 years old, about loathing, disgusting pigs that are doing this, and there's rings that are allowing this to take place. And it's like our government or whoever the fuck is in charge, they're like, oh, and they put them in jail, slap a little, something on their wrist. Oh, it's no big deal. Oh, it's no big deal. Let them out. And as long as they're like so many feet from a school. And you're like, are you serious? Let me tell you what I believe needs to happen. There either needs to become a vigilante that decides to do like a Dexter. Yeah, chop their fucking junk off. Or do capital punishment. Capital punishment on these types of humans. Why wouldn't there be capital punishment for someone who takes away the life of a child? There is no fucking excuse for this shit. And anybody out there that says there is an excuse for it, come on, bring it on. I want to hear it. Because from my perspective, I have watched people turn a blind eye to the environment over the years. The ignorant human species. So this is another situation that's like, I'm not going to stand here and pretend to be nice and sweet and try to be all, that's what people do. And that doesn't work. What works is this type of talk. Wake the fuck up. If you see pedophiles out there and they're fucking doing this shit to kids, or you see pedophiles that are, take action, man, and do something about it. Or if you're in government, why wouldn't you, if you got to that level, why wouldn't you honor the system to say, this is an atrocity? You don't do this to a child. They're beautiful, innocent spirits, and even if they make it through, and they make it to the other side to be an adult, they're fucked up for life. Because some creature decides to say, and it's most of the time it's men, but there are women, say, oh, so beautiful, oh, this, all that. The comments that this guy has made that has done follow-ups on this, I watched his videos, and it's appalling. So I'd like to know, what do you think? Capital punishment? Where you chop their junk off? Because if we make it capital punishment, guess what happens? This stops. Because they don't want to lose their junk. No, they would definitely think. But there's no fear. They're like, oh, this is just taken like it's no big deal. It is a huge deal. When will we wake the fuck up as a species and say, enough is enough? And you look at a situation like this and just turn a blind eye like it's not a big deal. Well, it is a big deal. And these motherfuckers need to be taken down. Castration.